they are trained to generate such kind of realistic systems. Okay, that's what is called GAN. These models are developed by GAN, that is called generative adversarial network. Okay, you'll gradually to come to know as and when you will going to study. When you will going to in more advanced in your BTech courses. Okay, and like biometric fingerprints. If you give it, then now in Aadhaar, in any office you have biometric. What the authentications. So these fingerprints, how one person's fingerprints can be recognized that he's the person. These are all are done by some machine learning based artificial intelligence system. Okay, so everywhere. That's why I said this machine learning is everywhere. Now, more specifically, what actually the machine learning? See, this is one type of machine learning where this is the more advanced, more recent, that is generative model. And so far, whatever we have done, these are something called the classifications, means categorizations. Okay, what you see in your Gmail or any other mail systems. When a mail comes to your, goes inside that, it basically puts some spam mail, which are not unnecessary mail, which are pass it to some folder automatically to keep your inbox clean. Okay, so how this system comes to know that this is not a genuine mail, this is a spam mail, and how it comes to know that this is a genuine mail, it should be there in your inbox. This is through some machine learning models which act behind that and which has been trained to do these things. So they are specialized. They are specialized to categorize this is a spam mail, this is a not spam mail, this is a social mail, this is a not social mail, this is a promotional mail, this is a not promotional mail. So these kind of categorizations they are equipped with. These systems are now smart, they can do that thing. And more technically, if I say, they are nothing but, this is called the classification task. That actually it is doing, means given an email, it should able to categorize or classify whether it's a spam mail or whether it's not a spam mail. Okay, so these are more advanced things that is happening over everywhere. I have already discussed automatic car, auto-driving car, then advanced imaging systems, rover, like this Pragyan, which is now roaming around. They have stopped now. So it has been trained in ISRO office, okay, for a certain period of time, giving an environment of how the terrain of moon look like. And after that, once it become trained, it has been launched into real Earth surface. And because its training was initially failed, so it could not able to perform. Next time, the last mission was relatively successful because it has been trained well. So training is very, very important to get a very effective artificially intelligent systems. And that who will do that thing? Machine learning will make that system perfect artificially intelligent system. So now let's come into that learning. We are every time you're talking about machine learning. So what is actually the learning is? So in general, in English, basically what the learning is basically to acquire some knowledge with the help of experience, studies, okay? And then that can be utilized. That knowledge can be utilized in real life, okay? So you see this, you can resemble these things with yourself also at the same time a kid. What happens actually? So you are in the class, okay? You are in the class. So some teachers are going to teach you, okay? You'll start learning, okay? Am I right? You'll start learning. Then after that, after the learning process reached up to certain level, your teacher will assess you through some continuous evaluations, through internal assessment and all. So what is the purpose of that? The purpose of assessment is that what much is your learning, whether your learning is going in right way, whether your learning is you're correct, you're doing the right learning and not. So these assessments is going on, okay? Finally, they will conduct a final examinations. Then you will going to get a mark score. And after that, what will happen? You will going to be thrown to the outside world. And now you can take your own decision based on whatever the knowledge that you have acquired during your BTech courses. Okay, so that means it is basically learning is happening through teaching and assessment. And in outside that world, how you do basically based on your experiences that you are acquiring, that experience actually act like a teacher over there. Am I right? So this is the way how the teaching, the learning actually happen in our life, starting from a kid who planning to learn ABCD, or your BTech course or any other courses so far you have learned. It is through this I mean heat and trial kind of process that is happening to make you learn some ideas. So that is the idea that is happening. Like this is the cycle. If you say the teacher will train you, student will learn, then from there the teacher will evaluate you through some examinations. So based on your performance of the examinations, again the teacher will teach you. Okay, and this is going on until unless the teacher is satisfied that yes, fine, your learning is right now it's up to the satisfactory level, and then finally you are ready. You're going to be deployed in some organizations, company, to do the professional work. So why machines? Okay, why machines? These are obvious, because why people are preferring the machines more than human. Possibly the days will come, everything will going to be taken up by machines only. So because it's difficult to motivate a human. Okay, so human having some limitations in terms of energy, patience, and everything. Okay, so if you ask a teacher to make his subject clear to you, so he may repeat it for 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. After 10 times, he may feel tired, and then he say it's really difficult for me to make you understand. But you think about a machine, if there is some kind of artificial intelligence teacher is available, you ask him or her that system 100 times, 1,000 times, there will be no tiredness. It will go on explaining you these things. And that is what actually nowadays chat GPT is doing. Okay, so human means more expense, more salary. Okay, so basically your machine will never going to demand anything other than these powers. Okay, so it can work for you. Okay, so it will never going to complain. Okay, and I mean, of course, this decision making are day by day they improve, and it become more consistent and precise, and it can keep in its brain many ideas which maybe some way the humans are limited into that. So as I mentioned that this machine learning, AI, they are not at all new concepts. These are very old concept, as I mentioned. So long back in 1947 by Alan Turing, he conceptualized that can we think some machine which can mimic about that. Okay, and then gradually in 1986 that idea of deep learning has come into the picture, and after that achieves its momentum. Earlier it was there, machine learning, artificial intelligence, but after the introduction of deep learning, it achieves its momentum. And you see the figure that I have shown in the graph, it basically shows the Google trend, search trend. And that's interest among the society about AI searching with the terms keyword machine learning has become spiked, and then it achieves its exponential growth in the interest among the human being after the success of deep learning system. And because nowadays you see that what way I mean Google, Facebook, they are using these brilliant systems now to make your life, make our life very comfortable, advanced, smart. So basically machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence that can learn and improve from the experience. Okay, from the experience, that is through training. Okay, that is the process that machine learning algorithms actually works. Through the process of learning and training, it achieves this knowledges, and that knowledges will going to be used for decision making. So as I have shown you in the spam mail filtering, what actually it is happening more technically, ML algorithms. Okay, you will come to know what is algorithm and everything, because I can understand that these are completely new for you. But let us assume a system, a computer is there. Okay, you have given some examples like this is called bus, this is called car, this is called scooter, this is called bicycle, this is called helicopter. So you give training to that system, computer system. Okay, then after several passes of training, it will come to know, okay, fine, now give me anything unknown. Okay, I can able to recognize that this is what type of vehicle it is. Okay, so you give it anything, now give any arbitrary sample or example of say helicopter, then it can able to categorize whether it's a helicopter or whether it's a ship, whether it's a car, whether it's a bicycle. So that is the task that so far machine learning doing in terms of classification. Okay, so you will come to know what is programming and all, because I must add over there, because what after BTech you have to be a good programmer. That is the only thing, that is the main target. Okay, you have to be very, very good programmer. Without programming, there is no value in the society. Mind it. Okay, if you are passing out a BTech, maybe AI, DS, CS, whatever it is like that, if you are not a good programmer, then you are useless for the society, useless for the organizations. So mind it, keep in your mind, put it in your mind very firmly, that to become a successful engineer in this area, you have to be a very, very good programmer. Okay, so what the industry wants, you have to be a very, very good programmer. So overall, during this 4 years course, main thing that we're going to learn is how to do programming. Okay, it should be your bread and butter. Whatever a problem will be given it to you should able to convert that idea into a program. If you can do these things, you will be a successful engineer. If not, then you have to struggle. So these things, it's a warning, I must say, keep in mind, because most of the students fail of not able to do programming. And programming, to become an expert in the programming, the only alternative is you have to practice. Okay, without practice, you cannot be a good programmer. So target yourself that you have to be a good programmer. Anyway, so what actually we do basically in traditional programming, we basically give the data and a function that we are calling. Say, I know I'm writing a function, say whether that function, task of that function is to what is called it's a prime number or it's a not prime number. Okay, so you give a data, say some value 5, and that function will going to be there in your machine, and then it will going to give you an output whether it's a prime number or whether it's a non-prime number. Okay, but in case of machine learning, what happening actually, this is something the other way that is happening. What it will be there, you have in your hand data, you have your hand what is the output. Say data is 5, output is a prime number. Okay, that is the output. Okay, say you have a data 6, you have a output, it's not a prime number. Okay, so what it is the task to make that function, that how to find out whether it's a prime number or whether it's not a prime number. So if the task of the machine learning is to make that function from the given data and its corresponding output, which is not happening in case of traditional programming. That is the difference between our traditional programming and machine learning. Okay, so I'm not try to go into that more formal definitions of what is actually the machine learning has been given by Tom Mitchell. You can also go through the book by machine learning book by Tom Mitchell also. That is a really good book if you really want the mathematical background of whatever it is there in case of machine learning. Okay, so actually what it tries to do, machine learning, very roughly if I say what is happening actually, basically it tries to create some kind of rule. Okay, what is that rule? It is basically creating some kind of if then else rule. Okay, that is the very, very basic idea what actually happening in case of machine learning. Given some data, say I have a bank data which having some past record, like this, some users or some applicants, what are their salary, what is their education level, and what happened to them for giving some credit card to them. So I have some few data, and based on that data, I'm going to make a rule automatically through the help of the machine learning algorithm, such that if a new person come with a request of a credit card, and we're going to take its salary, its educations, and based on this past experience, whatever the rule it has created, it can able to say automatically whether his application will going to be accepted or it will going to be rejected. So that is the thing what actually the machine learning or classification task actually it performs. So when we should use it? whenever we need to take a decisions, intelligent decisions, we don't know how to take it, but we have a data in our hand. So then with that help of the data, it will automatically create a system that can able to take a decision making. And not only this decision making, what we call is that supervised learning, we also have something which is not having the output. Means X is there, but there is no corresponding output, it is there. Some tasks which are there, like categorizations, say Facebook users are there. So what happens? You may group them, okay, based on their interest. Like some of you are loving movies, some of you are loving physics, some of you are loving, having interest in cooking. So accordingly, that can be clubbed, grouped together, okay. So then what will happen? Then once some promotions comes, it can be thrown to that particular group instead of throwing it to all the users. So someone is loved in cooking. So what it automatically comes to know what is my interest. Then whenever I watch reel, it shows me most of the cases those cooking related reels to me. So and then according to, after some time they show the ads and all, and accordingly they earn these things. I don't know nowadays what happened. The ad has reduced a lot. What happened to that? Because earlier what happened, whenever I used to open some reel and all, it definitely used to start with an ad. But I have observed nowadays there is no ad, actually it's coming and disturbing us. So you may explore what is the reason that is happening over there. Anyway, something happens, like something for dependency relationship, that we can do it. Say recommendation system. So you are watching some YouTube movies. In the panels, right panel, you will see some related movies which will going to be displayed. And most of the cases, it is really related to your choice. If you're going for the Amazon or Flipkart for purchasing, below you will see some recommendations that if you're purchasing something, there is a high chance that you may also purchase some other associated things. Say you are purchasing a mobile, it will show that you may purchase some back cover or front, what is that called, that cover that is there. You can, they give an offer over there. So that is the way how it needs, how the past time in the history or in the past, how people are using and what items are being used together. Okay, so that is the dependency relationship that can be find out from there. Now let's come, so you'll come to know when you'll study more in details, when you'll study BTech, these machine learning courses and all. So, but let me introduce very briefly what is this called. Whatever I have discussed, that teacher and training, okay? Teacher and training, these are basically called supervised learning. Why supervised learning? Because you need a teacher to teach. Okay, you need an output, already known output, that this is basically a prime number, and this is, say, it's a given a number, say 5, the required, it's called label, it's there whether it's a prime or not a prime. Okay, so that means some kind of supervision is necessary. Okay, a person is suffering from cancer or not, some doctor supervision is necessary before that, and with that supervision, if you train a system, that is called supervised learning. What is the other way? If you don't have any teacher, but you have all the say Facebook users and their interest, data about their interest, then you just grouping it without thinking about that what category of users they are. So that is basically called unsupervised learning. Reinforcement learning, this is another type of learning. What it is, something like that. There is no label, but it still work like training and all that is happening over there. So it's somewhat like your dog. If you are trying to train a dog, how it is happening? You are throwing a ball and asking the dog to pick up that ball and give it to you. Initially, it may not. It may not understand your signal and all. Now, what will happen? Once someone did it, you reward it, okay, with some biscuit. Okay, you reward it with some biscuit. Then from there, it comes to know, okay, fine, if I do it, I'm going to get a reward. So that is the way that I should act. And this is the way, reward and punishment way, that actually learn automatically itself what it's acceptable and what is not acceptable. And robots actually works within this principle of reinforcement learning. Okay, and somewhat between supervised and unsupervised learning is something called semi-supervised learning. I'll not go into the details. Gradually, you'll come to know what is the semi-supervised is. So the different applications, what is happening in terms of supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, reinforcement learning. So I have talked a little bit on that, but I'll not go into that because this is itself covers a whole subject, a whole course over there. So in supervised learning, more specifically, there are two different kinds of tasks. One is called classification, another is basically called regression. Okay, so tasks are almost same, but the objective is different. In case of regressions, we try to give and say these points are basically some data. Say what are those data? These data say the y-axis is my salary and x-axis is my age. So with the growing age, what will going to be my salary? So if I can find out these things, possibly if I want to guess, so if I find out this data and if I find out a kind of a straight line through that particular all the points, all the salary points and all something like that. So what happens? I can guess that at the age of 65, what will going to be my salary? So it can able to predict. Similarly, if someone wants to predict what will going to be the temperature tomorrow, then this regression analysis actually it helps. So if you study the say last 5 years temperature over there, and if you can fit certain kind of curve or line, okay, and then finally you can predict what will be the temperature tomorrow. Possibly if your learning is good, your training is good, then of course you can able to predict tomorrow's temperature or salary of at the age of 65 more close to the perfections. Okay, so that is the what actually basically called the regression. And what is classification is? Classification means whether it's a spam or whether it's a non-spam. So I have to based on some examples of non-spam mail and genuine mail. I should able to create a kind of a boundary. Okay, so the whole classification task is depend on how to create a India-Pakistan boundary. Okay, so that those who are in the one side of that boundary, they will be treated as Pakistani. Those who are in one side of that boundary, they will be treated as Indian. So that is the principle through which the classification works. And boundary creation is the most challenging, and that is the only prime task that a classifications algorithms they do. So this is the most simplistic way I try to explain you what is actually supervised learning. Now, whenever you do it learning happening, it's basically you have to assess. Now, how are you going to assess? So, say I have a system that is trained to detect whether it's a car, given car is a small car or not a small car. Okay, so it can give an answer. Say I have given an image of a picture of a small car. It should able to say yes. I am giving a picture of a bus. It should able to give a the answer no. Based on that, what it's do, it try to assess. Say you have given a small, say four cases, four possibilities can happen. What is that? You have given a small car and it's predicting also as a small car. You are giving a bus. I mean, you are giving a bus that is it's not a small car, and it's also predicting it's not a small car. What is the other thing? You are giving a small car, but it's predicting it's a small car. Sorry, it's not a small car. Or you are giving a picture of a bus and it is saying it's a small car. So these four combinations can happen. So that is what is called basically, if it is giving correct, predicting correct, that is called true positive. If it is giving not a small car, predicting also not a small car, that is called true negative. And other two cases, this is called false positive, and this is called false negative. That means it is a small car, but it is saying it's not a small car. It is a big car, but it is saying it's a small car. So this false positive and false negative, this is what we call it as confusion matrix. So this is the core values that you have to capture during this assessment. Okay, now once you have done, there are many performance measures. You will come to know gradually, you will start accuracy, precision, recall, F1 and many others that will going to give you the idea how much the system has learned perfectly. Okay, these are the assessment parameter, like the examinations that we conduct for you and based on your score, we assess that how much is your performance is. Same thing that we do it in case of machine learning system also. So let me tell you these two measures associated with that. That is called something called precision and recall. Very simplistic way. Say, a child has been given a set of bananas and mango. Okay. Now, and I have asked that kid to find out all the mangoes. Okay. So what will happen? Some mangoes, some banana, maybe some mangoes may be in green, yellow color also. Banana may be green, yellow color also. Some banana may be green color also. Some banana, mango also going to be in green color. So naturally, childs will do some mistake. Okay. So what will happen? Okay. So what will happen? It picked up out of 100, it picked up 10 as a mango. So now you have to judge out of this picked one, how many truly are mango. That is what we called it as precision. Okay. Now what is the recall is? Recall means given is 100 mangoes and bananas all together, it's picked up 5 mangoes correctly and others are not mangoes. So that means out of the 100, how many correctly it is predicting, and precision is out of predicted one, how many are correctly predicted. That is called precision. Based on precision and recall, there are any other performance measures are available. Okay. Now let me tell you that all time or every day, whatever it is there, machine learning is like a magic. Okay. It also fails. See this figure, see these images. Okay. This is, see, it's a combination of muffins, you know, muffins, and another is, it's a dog called Chihuahua. Okay. So you image wise, look wise, they are somewhat similar. Even human also become, you have to look very carefully to say before that whether it's a dog or whether it's a not a dog. Okay. So that these are the examples, these are very popular examples where our machine learning system, deep learning systems called convolutional neural network, they actually fails. Okay, because of this similarity in their characteristics of whatever it is there. Similarly, say this is a zebra. It's very clean. You have black white patches that is there. It's very distinct. Okay. Now, if you make a dog like that, possibly it may, become misguided and treat this dog also as a zebra because it's having these black and white patches. Maybe you have drawn by your hand, or a horse maybe look like a zebra. Okay, so that may classify or mispredict that these are also that means these are also zebra. So that means training is very, very important. How you are training, that is really, really important for the success of any system. Okay, so what is the success story behind that? Machine learning alone cannot be a successful system. Okay, so as we know, always you have to heard that thing that behind every successful man there is a strong woman. So if I replace man with AI and woman with data, so that means behind every successful AI system there is a strong data. That means good quality of data is very, very important. Okay, so the success of any good artificial intelligence system depends on the quality of data that you are dealing with. If you have very good system, very big algorithms are available, very big machine learning systems are available, but you have a very bad data, poor data, then definitely it will not going to be able to perform. Okay, it will going to be failure over there. So data is very, very important for making a system versatile, can able to cope up with any kind of environment. Okay, so that's where it comes something called data science. Okay, so I'm not going into the details over there. Basically, data science deal with how to make this system more capable by dealing with the data, improving the quality of data. Okay, and data science is